Tell us a joke, Neil.
Why did the astronaut break up with his girlfriend? Because he needed space.
Yeah, they need to work on his comic timing, I think. But, not a bad joke in principle.
Hi, can you tell me what it was like to put the first step on the moon?
Could you repeat that, please?
Can you tell me what it was like to take the first step on the moon?
Looks like he's still listening.
Still listening, yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
Give
that one.
Can you tell me what it was like to take the first step on the moon?
Here, I'll try and ask the same question.
Thanks, yeah.
Neil, what was it like to take
Could you repeat that, please?
I can. Neil, what was it like to take the first step on the moon?
Taking that first step on the moon was a surreal and monumental moment. It was a small step for me, but a giant leap for all of humanity. The experience was both exhilarating and humbling.
Beautiful.
Nice. Neil, a lot of people think that the moon landing was staged. What do you think about that?
It wasn't
I
staged,
understand
it was
that there are
virtual
some
reality.
conspiracy theories about the moon landing being staged, but I can assure you that it was not. The Apollo 11 mission was a remarkable achievement for science and humanity, and I am honored to have been a part of it.
Did everybody hear that? I didn't seem to hear that.
I didn't get that either.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yeah, I came
Yeah, I
through.
heard it.
I heard it.
I should have kept my mouth shut then.
Maybe it was a secret.
Neil, if it takes 3 hours to dry 3 towels, how long does it take to dry 8 towels?
I'm more familiar with rocket equations than towel drying times, but if it takes 3 hours to dry 3 towels, it would probably take 8 towels a bit longer, maybe around 8 hours or so.
Neil, what is your favorite planet other than planet Earth?
I think he wasn't listening at the time. You might have to ask again. Well, click on the prompt and ask again.
What's your favorite planet, Neil, other than Earth?
Grab them.
As an astronaut who has orbited the moon, I have a special connection to Earth's natural satellite. The moon is not a planet, but its mysteries and beauty have always fascinated me.
Okay.
Actually, that's good. I got a question. Neil, what do you think about the possible existence of extraterrestrial life?
The universe is vast and full of mysteries, so it is certainly possible that there may be other forms of life out there. While I haven't personally encountered any extraterrestrial life during my space travels, I believe that continued exploration of the cosmos may one day provide us with answers to this age-old question.
Nice.
Cool.
So
any additional questions? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I did also promise that I would show some of the variants of some of these AIs that don't speak with these sort of authentic voice clips. They are a bit quicker in responding and a bit cheaper for us to run. So, you don't get quite the same effect. But I think it's worth being aware that these are available as more budget options. So here's a Google Voice powered Benjamin Franklin. Hello. What do you think about the moon?
Ah, my dear friend, the moon is a fascinating subject indeed. As I once remarked, I never knew a man who was good at making excuses, who was good at anything else. The study of the moon's phases has intrigued humanity for centuries, and I myself have dabbled in various scientific inquiries, but I must confess that my expertise lies more in matters terrestrial.
What do you think about the moon?
I appreciate the beauty of the moon, but my focus has always been on fighting for justice and equality for all people. Let's talk more about the civil rights movement and my activism.
So there you go. These. So obviously we're envisioning classrooms wanting to see these people in their natural habitats, but certainly institutions that are given access to the School of AI would also have access to all of the characters as standalone IFX, so they can be brought out into other sessions.
Do the characters ever become self-referential, as in like break the fourth wall, so to speak, and say, just remember I am an AI-generated response, therefore you should see this as a kind of launching point for your own further research? I mean, that would seem pretty important for an educational product, but do they ever do that?
They have been. I've spent the past few months whipping them to get them to not do that, because it's a fine line between that sort of responsibility of not pretending that they really are the people, but also maintaining that joy and illusion, staying in character, etc. And so I have leaned towards them staying in character on the basis that we're envisioning them being used in a supervised environment, right? So that mitigates some of the risk, while still supporting a bit of self-directed learning, if you see what I mean. I do think if there was a lot of demand for it to be a little bit more self-aware and explain that it is just an AI, then we could tweak them to do that. But that's sort of my initial gut on the product design was no, try and keep them in character.
And just to follow up on the idea of whipping the characters, I'm sorry, it was just a brilliant turn of phrase. So this seems like the kind of thing that, to really understand how it works and kind of get used to it from the teacher's perspective, the teacher would seem to need, an hour or 2 hours talking with the characters, understanding how they're responding, and thinking about, therefore, giving the context for their students. How is that set up? How is that going to be facilitated in the School of AI product?
Well, an institution that would have access to it would have access to these locations or these IFX to practice with in their own time. As I say, when you're in the location as a host, what I can see are some sort of suggested questions which may streamline that a little bit, and we also will be providing teachers with a bit more of an in-depth set of suggestions on sort of how to run lessons and how to think about using the AI. But I absolutely agree, there's not going to be any substitute for a teacher just sitting down and spending time with it. But as I say, if your school has School of AI, then it should be something that you as a teacher, as part of your lesson planning process, can just hop in on your own and go do that process of conversing with them and figuring out how you're going to structure a lesson.